Hi guys, Rob Phoenix, Powwow guy here with a quick Powwow check-in. Me and my son are going to show you guys how to make chapstick. It's pretty much the easiest thing you can make, and it's fun for like you to do with your kids. Get some water boiling. We have some water boiling here, and we have what's called a double boiler, which is this sort of add-on piece that goes on top of the boiling water. All you really need for this is beeswax. Get the kind that's safe for chapstick. You just need beeswax. You just pour it in there, not in the water, in the double boiler, and let that start melting. And you want to pick up a couple of these little, here, I'll bring them, these little chapstick tubes. They're super cheap. You can get them on Amazon. When the beeswax melts, you pour it in here and then just let it hard, and that's ready to go. But we're going to add a little extra. If you want, you can do some shea butter. We're going to put a little bit of that in. Shea butter is, it says right here, treatment of dry skin, eczema, minor burns, pain relief from swelling, arthritis, improves muscle relaxation and stiffness. The oil we'll talk about too. Sunscreen, it has sunscreen qualities, treats dark spots, skin discolorations, blah, blah, blah. So it's very good for your skin. So we're going to add just a tiny little bit of that in there, because if you add too much, then the beeswax will become kind of liquidy. So just a little bit. But that's optional. You can seriously just make it out of beeswax and that's it. Josani also chose a food flavoring, so we're going to add some raspberry flavor to it. But we'll do that right at the end when it's ready to come out. And also another optional thing is 100% here. 100% pure vitamin E oil. You can buy this at like a health food store or something. This, if you want to, we already added shea butter, so I think the vitamin E oil would be overkill. But you can do either or you can do neither. Because the beeswax by itself, it has a skin softening agent in it, so that's enough for chapstick. But we want that to melt down. And while that's melting, you can kind of stir it around a bit. Sorry, I didn't get my stir ready. I'll just use this butter knife. Just kind of agitate it a little bit. It helps it melt faster. It's very hot. Good so far?
Yeah.
So we're just going to let that melt. But it's really easy. And then you can get these food flavorings. These are for candy, like making hard candy. You can get them at any shop where they sell like baking items and such things. Even probably hobby stores sell them too. I don't know. Wherever they sell candy making things. So we'll use the raspberry, and we just have 3 tubes here. I didn't exactly measure. You just kind of wing it. If you have too much, you just toss it out. But it doesn't go bad, so you can make these, and he can carry them in his backpack or whatever. So this is almost melted already. And a fun fact about this is you can take the same thing, the beeswax, and add a lot of extra shea butter, maybe like the same amount of shea butter as you did beeswax, and it will turn it into a skin salve. So it's the same recipe, you just kind of have to play around with the amount to make it softer and more pliable, because then it's good for a skin salve for like burns, a massage cream, dry skin ointment, that sort of thing. So it's just good to know. And if you were making a skin salve, I might even do the overkill and add a little bit of extra vitamin E. Don't add the flavoring, but you could add like maybe like a tea tree essential oil or something, just to give it a nice fragrance. And plus that's also good for your skin. It's very antiseptic. So this is a really like diverse recipe. I'm sorry you can't see it from far away, but all the beeswax is just about melted. So as soon as that liquid is clear, we're going to turn off the heat, and then immediately add the flavoring, and then just kind of let it cool for a few seconds, and then we're going to start pouring it right away into these little tubes, and then it will solidify, and then it's ready to be used. It's very simple, and like I said, it can be fun. If you trust your kid around the stove to do this. But yeah, so Josani could do this on its own if he wanted, with police supervision. All right, so I'm gonna turn the heat off. Now we're gonna add the flavoring. All right, he wanted me to add a lot, so I did, because we made a watermelon one once and it was kind of disgusting. Yeah. There's a few little pieces of wax in there that are melted, so he's gonna just kind of. Oh, is it good? Yeah. All right, let's do this. So then just carefully pick this up. The food flavoring doesn't really blend in very well with it, but we do our best. So here's where it gets tricky. Don't block the camera. It smells good. There we go. I probably overfilled them a little bit too much, but that's it. And then in like 15 minutes, this will be solidified. You put the cap on it and it's ready to use. So very simple recipe. Just beeswax is fine all by itself. If you want to add flavoring, which we did, wait until the beeswax is all melted. Then add the flavoring and then mix it up and pour it in your tubes. Optional, add a little shea butter because it has all kinds of great properties for your skin. Also optional, vitamin E oil. And if you don't want to make it into a chapstick, but you rather make a skin cream, forget the flavoring, add the extra shea butter. And it'll be nice and soft. And you can put it in little plastic containers or metal containers, glass, whatever you want. And it will last indefinitely. Shea butter doesn't go bad. Beeswax obviously doesn't go bad. But if you put flavoring in something, I would not recommend keeping it forever. So that's it. Do you have anything to say?
Not really.
Okay.
Have a good one. May the force be with you.
Okay. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.